you need to have at least one. And then we have sources inside of a scene. So let's go ahead here and let's add a source. I want to hit this little plus button down here. And you can see we've got lots of different things that we can add into our scene here. We can just bring in an audio source, like a microphone. We could bring in a web browser, images. We can do a background color if we want, lots of different stuff. And again, this is a super advanced tool. So we're going to keep this simple. So we're going to come down here to video capture device. We can give this a name. Let's call this webcam 1, and I'm going to choose OK. And now we get to choose which camera is webcam 1. So we can pick our device here. You can see all the different ones on this Mac right now. I'm going to choose Insta360 Link. Then we can also adjust the quality of the webcam here at this point too. So it says the preset here is high. It's high, medium, or low in terms of quality, or we can actually specify the video resolution. Again, 1080p, 4K in the case of this webcam because it supports it. I'm going to choose 1080 just so that everything matches with what we've done before. And I'm going to choose OK. So right now we have one scene, and this scene has me full screen here in the webcam. Let's go ahead and add another scene, and let's call this screen. Let's choose OK. And maybe let's rename scene number 1. I'm just going to right click on it and let's choose rename, and let's call this camera. So we have camera and we have screen. So let's go ahead and add our computer screen for screen here. Click the plus for sources. I'm going to choose screen capture. Now, obviously on Windows, it's not going to be called Mac OS screen capture. It will just be screen capture or display capture. So then we can choose, do we want to capture our entire display, a specific window, or a specific application? In this case, I'm going to choose window. I'm then going to pick the window that we want to use. So I've got a Safari tab here open with YouTube, and then I'm going to hit OK. And we've now got our screen here showing in this tab. Now we also have the ability here to resize this. So you can see here, it's too big at this point. So we can pick this up, we can drag it around. We've got these handles here on the side that we can shrink this down so that it fits. Maybe something like this. Maybe we'll scroll it up so we don't get all those tabs across the top. Okay, second scene created. So the first one, camera, we click on that, and we're on camera. Scene number 2 is our screen. Then it's just our full screen showing YouTube at this case. Now let's say that we wanted to create a scene which is a mix of both. There's a couple of different ways that we could do this, but the easiest way is we've already got this screen 1 set up. Let's duplicate this. Let's right click on this. Let's choose duplicate. Let's give it a name, screen with camera. Let's go OK. So we've got our screen. Make sure we've got this one here, screen with camera selected. We can then hit the plus down here, and we can add in our video capture device here. Now we can either add our existing webcam here, or we can bring it in as a second copy of it, a second instance of it. If we just brought in this one here that we've already created, and then we made changes to it in our other scene, then that would apply to here too. If we want to create our own settings in this specific scene for that, then I would bring it in as a new camera. So we could call it here webcam 1 because it's still camera 1, but maybe we go V2 in this case. So I'm going to choose OK. Again, we would choose our camera, Insta360 Link. We can choose our quality here. Let's go 1920 by 1080. Let's choose OK. And what we can do now so that we can see both is that we can shrink this down, and we can pick it up, we can move it around, we can really customize this up. I'm sure you guys have seen stuff like this before. Now, if we hold down Option or Alt when we are scaling here, you can see we also have the ability to crop. So let's say that we didn't want this whole shot here of me. We can hold down Option or Alt, and we can just crop this down here so that it's just me. And maybe now we'll scale that up, and maybe we'll move me up here in this case. And we've now got this scene created. So we've got our full screen camera, we've got our screen here where we can click and move around and show our computer screen, and we've got a third one here, screen with camera, which is the same but obviously with me on camera. So you can see how quick and easy these things are to set up, but also when you're recording or when you're live, you can literally just click on these things here to switch between the different scenes. And you can create a bunch of these different scenes to really build out what you want this to look like. Now you can also see that when I switch between the scenes here, there's like a little transition or a fade between them. We can actually change that here. So the default here is for fade over this amount of time, 300 milliseconds. We could actually change it to a direct cut. So it's just going to switch between these without any fade. So again, we can customize this stuff up. And we can also add a bunch of effects to take the customization to the next level. So let's just say we go back to the full camera one here. Let's just right click on webcam and we can choose filters. Now in here, there's audio and video filters and there's effect filters. So we just click on the plus here. Let's have a look at some of the things we could do in here. Chroma key, so green screen to remove the background. Color correction to tweak the colors in this shot. There's cropping, there's masking, there's scrolling, there's sharpening, lots of different things that we can do in here. But let's just pick color correction, and you can see then we could brighten this shot up, we could darken it down, adjust the saturation to boost the colors a little bit, all to help you really dial everything in. Now up here under audio and video filters, this is where you can add things like an equalizer or a compressor to dial in your audio. You could even add a delay to your video. If your video and your audio are out of sync, we can customize all of that stuff up. I'm just gonna hit close out of this now, and we can see that we've got a color effect applied to this one. It's not applied to our other one down here, but we could go through and we can add that same effect to the webcam in here too if we wanted. And again, you can set all of this stuff up before you start recording or before you go live, or you also have the ability to do this stuff on the fly as well. Meaning that during your recording or your live stream, if you wanted to pick up this webcam here and move it around, or even turn it on or off, you can easily do that here from the controls, and that's gonna happen live in your show or recording. But there's another advanced mode that you could kick into here called studio mode. And it's kind of the mix of both of those. So if we enable studio mode here, you can see now we have program. So this is what's going live or what's been recorded. And we can also see a preview here. So you'll see now if I make changes in the preview window, let's just move the webcam over to this other side. This actually hasn't happened live or in the recording yet. When we want that to happen, then we can just press transition here, and now that has happened. So this gives us the ability to add text or graphics or things and to change stuff up while we're live here, but not actually push it live to our recording or live stream until we're ready for that to happen. But for simplicity, and especially if you're just starting out, you'll probably find it's easier to disable the studio mode and everything just happens in real time. If you're picking something up that's actually happening in the recording or the stream. So that's how we can customize up the scenes and the visuals and all of that stuff. But in terms of the audio, and we want to pick which microphone we're going to use, if we want sounds from our computer coming through or not, all that's done down here in this audio mixer. You can see that we've got different volume level sliders for things like our desktop audio. So I could slide that down, or I could hit mute here if I don't want any computer sounds coming through. Likewise with the screen capture here as well. We can adjust our microphone volume here as well. So if we're too loud, we can quiet it down.